2011. I did my first show at Kevin's Bar and Grill. I figured like every rapper needs a hype man. At the time I was a rapper, right? So I was like, okay, I'm gonna bring my boy along. He's gonna be my hype man. My friend was way too excited. We're in the back, we're waiting to come in because there was gonna be like this grand entrance to all like 10 people that were there, dude, you know? And it's me, my boy, and one of the security guards, this huge guy, right? And he was like, who's the rapper? And I'm like, you know, me, all like 5 feet, 100 pounds of me. And then he was like, well, who's this? And my boy was like, oh, I'm the hype man. And he was like, you don't seem hype. And my boy was like, I'm hype. And he was like, get hype. And he shoved him, and my boy was like, I'm hype. And then he was like, take your shirt off then. So we took his shirt off, dude. So we go out there, right? And like, he winds up grabbing the louder microphone, and it's just like a fiasco. It's in like this hole in the wall. He's jumping, and he hits his head on the ceiling. There's like this awkward moment where the DJ's like, freestyle. It was just so whack, dude. It was so whack. Hello, I'm Justin Clancy. I'm an artist, musician, singer, songwriter from Peabody, Massachusetts. So I've always made music. Music has always been the thing, you know? It's always been a dream that I've been pursuing actively ever since I was like a baby. I remember being like 1 or 2 years old, like singing to myself. You know, and I was putting out songs for a very long time. But it just wasn't really me. Like, I wasn't comfortable with myself at the time. So I wasn't making music that best represented who I am. Like, I could always sing. But I was afraid that, like, you know, I would be looked down upon. But at the end of the day, the most important person to be pleased about their art is yourself.
And I can't relax because I'm stressing from stretching maximum effort. I use my raps as a weapon.
Prior to that, like, I was doing rappity rap or whatever after I got clean and everything like that. When I came back on the scene, I really wanted to express myself differently.
Yeah, of course. But I'll kind of gauge it this time, you know what I mean? But then there's always... Yeah, okay. How you doing? How you living?
I didn't start performing with a band until about like 1.5 years ago, because I really want like soul in the music. I don't want it to be empty or just like sounding like it's just a drum machine loop. It's hard to find people like that truly believe in you. You know what I mean? Like, I try and surround myself with people that are enthusiastic about not just my art, but just art in general, and people that really, really believe in me, you know, and that'll ride out for me through the good times and the bad times.
All right, gentlemen. Goodbye for the 15th time.
When I made TV Dinner, it was kind of just, I went to the studio one day with a new producer, Knox, and we made the record in one day. And it just came out of me.
Let me hear it real quick.
Yeah. So what happened was, the studio I was recording at in Lynn, I've been recording there for years, and somebody broke in and robbed it. Everything gone. Mixtape.
I did.
Gone. Yeah, we know. Everything was gone, right? And I reached out to a friend, have him basically chained inside of his basement, doing studio sessions. So I first met him then, and then we reconnected when I was like 20, 21.
Really, that long ago? You did that other record. There was another record.
Horrible,
you know, yeah.
horrible.
Let's just say it was a horrible record, and it was like really rappy and boom bappy, and there's nothing wrong with that. But like, I heard him sing one day, and I was like, dude, sing? And he's like, yeah, I like singing. I'm like, why aren't you singing on your tracks? So we cooked up TV Dinner, and that's like how it all started. You know what I mean?
2 years ago today, it just came out of me, and I've never felt like that type of energy before, you know, and I was thrilled by it. This is me. This is my sound. Like, I don't want anybody else's sound. I want my own sound. I'm like the pickiest human being in the whole entire world with beats, and like everybody knows it. He hates me for it. I hate me for it. I'm like so picky with everything that I do, everything that I touch. Coming off my last album, like, I'm trying to diversify as much as I can and like go a different route sonically.
When we don't plan it, I feel like those are when we always make our best stuff, you know what I mean?
When I'm not creating, I feel like complacent. Complacency is like death, you know? So I just try and do as much as I can. Growing up, like, my father had a huge influence on me, like, taste-wise. He always had the best taste in music. I remember being a kid and, like, sifting through these gigantic stacks of CDs that he had, you know? He had just stacks and stacks and stacks of them, everything from, you know, Motown to Tupac's greatest hits to Rage Against the Machine to Ben Folds. He had, like, an extremely eclectic taste, and when you're young like that, you're just a sponge, you know? Especially me, like, I was just taking it all in, everything, except country. Reflecting back on, like, where I was and, like, how I got here, like, it's amazing. Yeah. But at the end of the day, like, I'd be lying to you if I told you that I didn't think it would happen. Yeah. It's all been in the plan, you know, and it's all just coming together now. Yeah. So I'm ready. I've been ready for it. Just the fact that, like, I'm gonna be playing there, and I used to look at that venue when I was selling the t-shirts and, like, one day I'm gonna play there, and yeah, it's gonna be sick.
I want you guys to make some noise for my DJ PB Kid, my man Tyler on the drums, and my man Matt on the bass.
That's the bottom line. If you just living to exist, you on borrowed time. Don't ever let them take it so no, no, no. Don't ever let them take it so no, no, no.
That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. That's the
As a creative and as a person, I deserved that stage. That was mine, you know? I got there, no management, no investor, no publicist, no nothing, me, you know? And I did that, and I deserved it. And I deserve everything else that's coming in the future. It's first of many big stages, you know? I mean, the BMAs, the House of Blues, all that stuff, it was just like an incredible experience. Just like being on stage, man, like all of those people, like so many people, it was sick, but at the same time, it's one of those things where, you know, staying in a moment like that, it'll only go so far for so long, like, you know, that's why I just gotta keep going and, like, full steam ahead. So, pretty much, I'm just gonna go over real quick while the record is playing, like, what I'm thinking for as far as shots and what I'm thinking as far as, like, you guys in terms of direction. Or
what if I told you I don't care about no Merry Christmas? No boughs of holly over here.
I mean, I feel as though as a creative, I can't be creative in just one avenue. It has to be all encompassing, you know? And plus, I want to be looked at as a professional. If I don't come correct, like, it's gonna fail. That's the way I see it, you know? So I just need to go for it. And these things, they kind of like swim in my head all day. From the shots to the cut points to, you know, everything.
Got a full house, but there's something that's wrong.
Growing up, like, everybody told me that, like, I would never get anywhere with this music and with what I'm doing, and just me as a person, you know? Like, I dropped out of school, like, I got in trouble a lot, I got arrested, and now I'm, like, an adult. I'm not ashamed of who I am. I'm not ashamed of where I'm from, what I've done here. Like, I feel better here, you know?
His artistry's changed so much over the last few years, but even just as a person, he's matured beyond belief, you know, just from, like, the stuff that you do in your everyday life. Is something that a lot of people can look up to, and I think that it's extremely admirable and extremely respectable, just the way that you've changed everything around in just a short amount of time, and just, you know, things that you've gone through, and you use it for good, and you put it all back in the best way possible, as opposed to, you know, playing the victim or feeling sorry for yourself. You've instead embodied everything that it means to be like, no, you got out and you make it happen. So I think that's amazing, like beyond words amazing.
I think the circle of artists and collaborators that I surround myself with are all extremely talented, like way more talented than me, and they just make me look good, you know? Like John makes me look good, Knox makes me look good, you know, my band, they make me look good, but really at the end of the day, like I'm just nothing. What I'm looking forward to in the future. I don't necessarily measure my success by any accolades or any monetary gain, but it's more so like my idea of being successful is just making art that I'm happy with and that can be shared with people and they have a connection to it. Like I want to leave this world with this great, beautiful body of work that will last forever. That is my idea of success, you know? Not like $1 million mansion, not like beautiful women, nice cars, jewelry, clothes. All that stuff is great, but like you can't take it with you, you know? You die, you can't take accolades with you. You know, you really can't. But what you leave behind is what counts the most. And if I can connect with people and if I can, you know, leave something behind that resonates with them and it's in their soul forever and like they connect with it and they feel like that deep connection with me as a person, I'll consider that success, you know?